This whole situation has been brewing for a few months now, and I'm starting to question if I'm in the wrong, so I need some advice. Here's the backstory. My husband and I have been together for about 6 years, married for 3. We've always had a really solid relationship, open communication, shared values, and a pretty good understanding of each other's likes and dislikes. From the start, I've made it clear that I'm not attracted to beards. It's just a personal preference. I don't like the way they look, and even more, I can't stand the way they feel on my skin. My skin is super sensitive, and every time I kiss someone with a beard, it feels like I'm rubbing against sandpaper. My husband has always known this. He's been clean-shaven for most of our relationship, and that's part of what attracted me to him. It's just how things were between us. Then a few months ago, he stumbled upon some subreddit about beards, and suddenly he was inspired. It started slowly at first, just a little stubble here and there, nothing too extreme. But then he started really getting into it, talking about how he wanted to grow a full, thick beard, like the ones he saw online. I thought it was just a phase, something he'd experiment with for a few weeks, then shave it off when he realized it wasn't for him. But nope, he was serious about it. I tried to be supportive at first. After all, I know it's his face, his body. But after a couple of months, the beard was fully grown, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. It wasn't just the look of it, which I still didn't find attractive. It was the feel. Every kiss felt like a scrape, and even when we cuddled, I'd find myself flinching when his beard brushed against me. I finally worked up the courage to tell him how I felt. I wasn't harsh or anything, I just said, "Hey, you know I'm not really into beards. Do you think you could shave it?" His response threw me off. He laughed and said, "It's my body, and you can't tell me what to do with it. If it comes down to you or the beard stays." He said it as a joke, but it stung more than I let on. I tried to brush it off and respect his choice, but it really bothered me. It wasn't just about the beard anymore, it was about the fact that he knew I hated it and didn't seem to care. So, I made a decision. I stopped shaving, I stopped waxing, I stopped threading, I just let it all grow out. At first, I wasn't sure how it would feel, but honestly, it was liberating. I hadn't realized how much time and effort I'd been pouring into keeping my body hair-free until I stopped. No more ingrown hairs, no more razor burn, no more worrying about stubble showing up by the end of the day. I gained back at least half an hour to an hour of my day, and I felt so much more comfortable in my own skin. The freedom was incredible. I didn't have to worry about missing a spot on my legs or making sure my underarms were perfectly smooth. My legs are practically indistinguishable from my dad's now, but I didn't care. I felt freeing. Then my husband noticed. He was not thrilled. In fact, he was pretty disgusted. The first time he saw me fully grown out, he actually did a double take and said, "What's going on here?" I explained that I decided to stop shaving because it was time-consuming, painful, and unnecessary. I told him how much better I felt not having to deal with the constant upkeep, but he didn't care about any of that. He just stared at me like I'd turned into a completely different person and said, "You look like Chewbacca." It stung, but I stayed calm. I reminded him that he was the one who said it was his body, his choice with the beard, so I was just applying the same logic. He got defensive, saying, "It's not the same thing. Women are supposed to be smooth. Men find beards attractive, but no man finds a hairy woman attractive." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told him that for me it was about letting go of the expectation that I had to mold myself into something he found attractive. Just like he was growing his beard for himself, I was letting my body hair grow for myself. I wasn't trying to make a point or spite him. I was just done catering to an unrealistic standard. The problem is, even though I feel more comfortable in my own skin, my husband absolutely hates it. He can't stand the sight of my body hair, and he's made no effort to hide his disgust. He constantly makes comments, compares me to fictional hairy creatures, and accuses me of doing this to get back at him for the beard. The tension is growing between us, and he's been pushing me to go back to my old grooming habits. He even hinted that if he shaves his beard, I should start shaving again too. But the truth is, I don't think I could go back to shaving every day like I used to, even if he did shave his beard. To me, this shouldn't be a conflict. We should both just be happy in our own skin and accept each other for who we are. But he doesn't see it that way. He says I'm being selfish and stubborn, and that I'm the one causing problems in our relationship. I don't think I'm in the wrong here. I've simply decided to stop doing something I never really liked in the first place. But my husband seems to think I'm being petty and childish. So now I'm left wondering, am I the asshole for refusing to shave after my husband grew a beard? Should I just give in to keep the peace, or is it fair for me to stick to my decision?